Here's a good question. This is an important topic that can fool you on an exam, and I don't want to fool you, so let me show you how this works. A test of sobriety involves measuring the subject's motor skills. 20 randomly selected sober subjects take the test and produce a mean score of 39.0 with standard deviation 3.7. At the .01 level of significance, test the claim that the true mean score for all sober subjects is equal to 35.0. Find the p-value. All right. So you know how to do hypothesis test. First step is the claim. What's being claimed? The claim that the true mean score for all sober subjects is equal to 35. So the mean is equal to 35.0. You always start with the claim, and then you write the HO and the H1. And the HO is always equal, isn't it? Always equal. Same number. Okay, and so now what's the H1 going to be? Well, and that one's the claim. Notice that matches the claim exactly. HO is always equal. So in this case, I'll show you back on the exam notes if it's helpful. It's it's right here. Get that all on the screen for you there. Okay, so it's right here. Okay, so basically, option 1, if the claim is equals, which ours is, then write claim next to HO and H1 will be not equal. So that was our case. The claim was equals. So we write claim next to HO and the H1 will be not equal because that's the opposite, right? Remember, the HO and the H1 are always opposites of each other. They're like two attorneys arguing for for two different, one's trying to convict the criminal, one's trying to get him free. Okay, so now let's do the test. What kind of test are we going to do here? Well, there's no data here, right? So it's a mean. These are not P's, these are means, right? We're talking about average, mean, average. So that's why it's a mu. It's a Greek M or looks like a U kind of. It's average or mean. So it's and there's no data given. There's not a list of data. So if we go back to the notes right here, on the notes here, this is a different one. Let me get rid of that. If you go back to the notes for mean, no data given, t-test, choose stats. So there we are, t-test, choose stats. So we're going to go hit stat on our calculator, go over to tests, go down to number 2, which says t-test, and hit enter. So stat over to test, down to number 2, hit enter, and then you're going to highlight stats, as the exam 3 note said, highlight stats, and hit enter. And then you will have some options. Those options will begin with mu0 and x bar. So mu0, that's just always the number next to h0. So 35, or you can put 35.0, it doesn't matter. X bar, what is x bar? That's the average. The mean is 39. And the S sub x, that's the standard deviation, 3.7. And then the N is how many people, what does it say? Oh, right here, 20 randomly selected subjects. That's N equals 20 right there. Let me get rid of this average stuff, 20. So N is 20. And then for the mu, we're going to do the same as H1, whatever H1 has, not equals. All right, so I'm going to do that too. Put those numbers in my case. What we're going to get is something funny. I wanted to show this to you. So I encourage you to do this with me. See what comes out on your calculator. Something strange will happen, and I want you to see it so you're not confused on the test. Here's the p-value I'm getting. When I do this calculation and hit enter, I get a p-value, and what my calculator says is 1.1 m11-498 e minus 4. Now I don't want you to be confused by that. What is that e minus 4 thing? What that means is you need to move the decimal place back 4 places. Decimal back 4 places. It's technically a scientific notation if you've seen that before. It means times 10 to the minus 4. That's what the E stands for, exponent. It's saying the exponent, the power on a 10 is negative 4. Anyway, we don't care about all that. We just need to move the decimal back. See, it's negative, so it's backwards 4. So 1, and you're to the edge of the number. 2, 3, 4, those bring in zeros. Those 3 jumps that go beyond the edge. So the actual number is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 4, 9, 8. Does that make sense what happened? So that E minus 4, that's going to come up throughout this semester on your calculator. You need to know what that means. The calculator is telling you take the decimal and move it back 4 places. Decimal back 4 places. So I go back 1 jump and I'm to the edge. And then 2, 3, 4, that brings in 3 zeros. So there's the actual number. And they told us to round it. Right here, round to 4 places. So I got to put a line right there after 4 places. So the actual answer is 0001. There it is right there. So I don't want you to be confused when the calculator tells you that E thing during this semester. It just means move the decimal back 4 places.